Hello, I'm Diane Craig.
And I'm Deborah Nixon.
The short video you're about to watch is about our new program, STEP, Seeking Trust Through Executive Presence. We have found through our research and years of practice that successful people have recognized that having trust without presence is ineffective, and having presence without trust is insincere. If you're serious about taking your career to the next level, it is very important that you focus on optimizing your executive presence and your trust-building skills.
We've created a system to get you there by working at two levels. The first level is what we refer to as the tangibles of executive presence. We all know it when we see it. Let's take a look at Katie Couric and Camilla Parker Bowles. Both are high-profile and successful women. We can see that because Katie Couric has presence, but it's lacking in Camilla Parker Bowles. The second level is what we refer to as the intangibles of executive presence. We all know it when we experience it. Let's look at Nelson Mandela and Bernie Madoff. Both these men have been jailed. What we know, there's a fundamental difference between them. Nelson Mandela's life of sacrifice and deep commitment to social justice has led the world to respect and admire him. Bernie Madoff's life of greed and selfishness has led the world to despise him. Both are in jail. One's reputation is unaffected, the other's is destroyed. Let us briefly share with you what we mean when we talk about the tangibles and the intangibles of executive presence.
Absolutely, Deborah. So how about we start by talking about the tangibles of executive presence. So the tangibles are all about what we see. It is how we look, how we act, and how we interact. How we look. Let's face it, if 95% of your body is covered with clothing and accessories, it's bound to say something about you. And as you know, we never have a second chance at making a first impression. So the clothes we wear will say an awful lot about us. We have to remember that, in fact, yes, sure, image is not a substitute for your credentials, but certainly it is the price of entry to so many places. Then how you act. That is all about your body language. So it is your facial expression, your gestures, your posture, your stance. And these say a lot about you in the sense that we say that body language never lies. It speaks emotions, feelings, attitude. So we can read that through your actions, through your behaviors. Then there's how you interact. Now, how comfortable are you walking into a room full of people you have never met before? Are you comfortable introducing yourself, introducing other people, starting a conversation, carrying on small talk, and moving on, mingling, meeting other people? So these are all of what we call the tangibles of executive presence. Now, how about the intangible? Deborah, can you perhaps elaborate on that part?
Thanks, Diane. You know, the intangibles are not so easily defined. The intangibles are about your attitudes, your behaviors, your character, and your values. People experience the intangibles through your behavior. For example, authenticity. How honest are you with yourself and others? How open and transparent are you? And do you behave with integrity even when nobody's looking? In a nutshell, are you true to your values? Is your personal life congruent with your professional life? Here's what I mean. Let's take Tiger Woods. We assumed he had strong family values and he worked so hard on his image to reinforce that. But we were proven wrong and he disappointed us all. On the other hand, take somebody like Warren Buffett. You know what you get with that guy. He walks his talk, he's plain spoken, and he's true to his values. Before we leave, I'd like to offer you a couple of practical tips. Diane, would you like to start?
Yes, yeah, actually, I'd like to speak about one of the questions that I'm often asked is, you know, I walk into a room full of people I don't know. How do I introduce myself? Like, I mean, I'm not just supposed to approach somebody and say hello. They're going to think I'm mad. So here's what you do. When you walk into the room, make sure that you don't block the entranceway. Walk in, take a pause, look around the room, And of course, if you see someone alone, that is the first person you want to approach. But let's say that you need to break in and enter a group. So what I do is I will walk around the people, and as soon as someone catches my eye contact, that's it. I look at them, I extend my hand, and I introduce myself. So I'll say something like, hello, I'm Diane Craig. This is the first time I attend a conference organized by this organization. And so, you know, people will welcome you, and they will not say, well, I'm sorry, we don't want to talk to you. So the conversation will just pick up from there. And you have to remember that you don't want to overstay your welcome. So you chat a little bit, paraphrase what's been said, and then you can leave and go and break and enter into another group if need be, right?
That's a great tip, Diane. Now, how about a tip that's not quite so tangible? If you think about it, I think we've all told a little white lie. How did that go for you? Did you find that when you told that little white lie, it suddenly turned into the big elephant in the room? How did you feel about yourself and the person you deceived when you told that little white lie? Now let's turn the tables a little bit and think about a little white lie that has been told to you. I know that it's all happened to all of us. How did you feel about the little white lie that you were told? How did that affect your relationship with the other person and the trust that you may have had in that person? So I want to leave you with this tip. Remember that whenever you're tempted to tell that little white lie, remember about the impact it's having on the other person and how easily that little white lie can turn into a big elephant.
Good one, Deborah. Little white lie, yeah, it's never a good place to be, right? So this is a wrap for us. And if you want to find out more about STEP, please contact us directly. STEP, Seeking Trust Through Executive Presence. Thank you.
Thank you.